Okay, good evening everybody. Welcome back to FTRL. And we're back once again, and it is week 4 of this GT30 season, and with GT1 find themselves at Deep Forest. So we're going for 3 sprint races tonight. Just the 3. We could do more, but we'll limit it to 3. It'll be really interesting to see who prevails over the incidents, over the penalties in particular, and who can bring home the results this week, as GT1 has been a very mixed bag so far, partially down to absences, partially down to stuff like this, but also because a number of people have found themselves getting used to these cars, I think, in the past few weeks, and have started to pick up the pace a bit. So I'm going to quick look at the table before we start. There's no qualifying, so we're going straight into the race in a second. At the minute, Pagani leads the way, but only by a point after 3 weeks and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 races. 1 point separates Pagani in first from Ross and Lee in second and third. Ross is second by dint of 2 wins to Lee's 1, but Lee again is being pretty consistent across his results and having a good season. Behind them we've still got Jadon. James is missing his second week of 4 this week, so he's not going to feature, in the title race coming into the season, unfortunately for him, but he does have someone reserving for him. And then it's Andy and then Jonesy in P6 after a good couple of weeks. So we're going to head straight in for race 1. A few standouts tonight, we'll go through them after the action gets going, but starting in championship order, it's Pagani, Ross, Lee, and then Joker, who's filling in for Jadon. Then you've got Andy in P5, Johnny Boy in P6 filling in for Jonesy. Then you've got Dusty Foster in P7, Bickles, T. Smith and Aaron rounding out the top 10, and away we go. So Tom returning after a week off, it'd be interesting to see what he can do. But for now, it's Pagani and Ross who lead us away down to turn 1. Joker looking for an opportunity to move maybe down the inside. Lee catches the curb a little, that's going to give Joker and Andy a run, but they are side by side as they come up the hill. Everybody looks to be making their way through just about. Bit of side-by-side action, but everything is clean so far. We saw an awful lot of penalties and an awful lot of reports last night. There's another 15 reports from GT2. The stewards are on their knees. I mean, please people, I'm begging you. It's just, we can't take it anymore. But we'll see how GT1 get on. After a dodgy couple of opening weeks, they sort of cleaned up their act a little bit. What will be interesting here is Pagani makes an absolute break for it on the soft tyres. Ross behind him has chosen to go on the medium, so it's been giving Pagani a really good chance to stretch his legs here. Lee behind on the medium as well, and then Joker on the softs looking to keep pace. A little bit further back, we're going 3 wide here. It's Johnny Boy on the inside of T. Smith and then Dusty Fossil. Is Johnny Boy going to make the move? No, has he had to back out? Ooh. It may have just been a little nudge which led Tom to force Dusty Fossil wide. Everybody makes it through though. Fever, good evening. I mean, most of the people that are not otherwise engaged are actually racing and filling in for people today, so I can always rely on you, Fever, to keep me company. Right, on to lap 2, this gaggle of cars in the midfield. Always where we're focusing, and that was a big bit of contact from Blue Flag into the side of Biggles. That's cost blue flag more than it has Biggles. Biggles actually headed off after T. Smith. Are any of these guys on soft tyres in the mid-pack? No. Johnny Boy's been relegated to last. Oh, and he's getting a bit out of shape there. He's just behind Zom, is 13th, Derek in 12th, and now Dusty Foster is slipping back, picking up a half-second penalty. Brett is there in P10. And Aaron's made his way up to 8th. Oh, there's a lot of squealing tyres around that corner. Once again, nobody's slipped off the back yet, but as Joker puts pressure on Lee Cole, so Joker's having a good run on the softs. He's left and right trying to find a way through. Pagani's still got that healthy sort of 1.5, 2 second lead at the front, and Joker's now going to make the move, is he? No, he thinks better of it. Oh, they're very slow round the corner. Ross and Lee holding Joker up here. He's tried to just slow down as much as he can and boot his out of the corner and get a better run. It looks to have worked. Can he get the slipstream of Ross? He's cutting it very fine to the inside there. Little bang of the door. He has got down the inside of Lee. Is Ross going to give him the toe, or is he going to stick to the outside? He's going to stick to the outside, and that will give Lee the toe, which will not help Joker. And you see, back comes Lee now. Joker may have to give this up as a bad job, or we could still send it into turn 1 if he fancies it. Yeah, Lee's done well to cut in front there. Keep Joker at bay, making use of the slipstream. All that's allowed Andy to catch up. Andy running 1 in P5. One thing that this format gives us is the almost desperation. If you're on the soft tyres and you've got cars in front of you that aren't on the softs, it's so frustrating trying to get through, especially on a track like this. There's only really a couple of passing places. They're realistic. And Joker will be feeling that right now. A bit further back, Tom is now broken clear of the pack behind him and is gaining. And Biggles has lost out to Aaron, so Aaron is P7 now. A bit further back, let's see what's going in with the stand-ins. Actually, no, Dusty Foster's not standing anymore, is he? He's racing full time, but he does find himself down in 13th. And Johnny Boy's managed to get past Dusty Foster and Zomar, and it's up into P12. Johnny was really competitive last night. Again, it's coming to him. It is coming to him as Carl runs a little bit wide. He may just avoid a penalty there. But yeah, he may have lost out in a couple of the races, but he did get one good result, Johnny Boy, and his lap times and his battling were competitive throughout, so look forward to more to come from him. Yeah, I fully agree, Fever. I mean, Lee struggled for a few seasons, I think, one way or another, and then definitely improved last season. And then this season, he's absolutely flying. But at the minute, he's struggling to hold off Joker. Joker on the softer tyres. Try and look down the inside again. Side by side, that's going to make it tricky coming out of here, though. Somebody's going to have to be brave, and the person who's brave is Andy, who nips up the inside. Fantastic opportunistic move from Andy to take P4. Oh, and then gets a bit out of shape. That might give Joker a chance to come back, but Joker is now the one going backwards as T. Smith gets involved. And Joker getting the full GT1 experience, where you can keep up, you can compete, and you know, for a while it might look like you're actually going to get the better of these guys, then all of a sudden you get mobbed. It's happened to me a number of times, usually on lap 1. Yeah, I agree. He's lucky to get away with that one. Running quite wide on the exit. Right. People are starting to trickle in now. Give us a wave if you're in the chat. We've got 3 races here tonight, all of 16 laps. And at the minute, we're watching Joker, who's filling in for Jadon. Good results here. Could keep James in the hunt in the mid-pack of the table. But at the minute, Joker's coming on the pressure from T. Smith. And T. Smith is the one who needs a good result. So he missed, was it last week? Or was it the week before? No, it was last week. Tom missed last week and picked up a grand total of 3 points from his standing driver. So that's relegated him all the way to the lows of P9 in the championship. That's a stale air that he won't have tasted for quite a while. So we'll have to see if he's got the time in this season to recover that. I mean, it's only 33 points in the championship separating him from Pagani in the lead. We're kicking up dust, but he's going to need to get the better of Pagani and a few of the others in quite a few races, and that's that's not a given in these cars, especially when Pagani is 3.5 seconds clear, and Tom picks himself up a half-second penalty to boot, along with Joker in P6 and Andy in P4. So that's going to be a beautiful side to Aaron and the guys behind him, because come next lap, he's going to be catching all of those guys up. And we saw last night a penalty, a half-second penalty here, equates to probably about a second in lost time, if not more. So we'll see what happens there. In the meantime, Lee has now fully broken clear of the guys behind him. And then, is he going to have a look at Ross? I think they both know there's not going to be any catching Pagani in this race. Starting on pole, on the soft tyres, ran away. Whereas the other guys have chosen to maybe just try and get a decent result. It is only 1 point per position, of course. Trying to get a decent result and then hold the softs for another race. Whoa, that was very sideways from T. Smith through the first sector. And the Joker's all there. Aaron has slipped back a bit. Now Aaron's over a second behind Joker now. And he's got himself his own half-second penalty. So from 4th all the way back to 8th, we've all got penalties to serve on this lap. Blue flag is going to be able to take advantage at least of Aaron. And it's just going to drop everybody back a little bit and create a little bit of a gap in the train. Let's see what happened here, because Andy and Joker are side by side. And now they both have to get on the gas again. Blue flag's got past Aaron, but he won't have got past these two, but he may do soon, because they're going to go side by side into the final hairpin, which is never a great idea. Andy on the outside is always going to have the poorer run. Joker gets ahead of him, but that's given Sai a great chance to get in the slipstream and try and get ahead come turn 1, so we'll follow this all the way down. What can you do? And he's got the run on Joker, goes to the inside. Is Sai going to dare to make it 3 wide? He's going to brake early, surely, and try and get the cut back. This Joker's in the way. And there's no way around for either of them. And they're going to have to settle back in. Left side, Fancy's making an audacious move down the inside here. They're banging doors, that's going to throw off his line. And he has to cede position and has a bit of a slide as well. It's so dangerous around this first sector especially. And also into the second sector as Andy rolls quite wide. That should probably get away without a penalty there. And I hate this corner so much. You can see Andy struggling again. Joker's looking for a way through. Those tyres are still giving him the benefit, but around this sector there's just no way through. He needs to hope for a good run onto the straight and then to make the move. Everybody's spaced a bit further out up front. So Tom is now clear in P4, 2 seconds from Andy. Lee is slipped back a bit from Ross, but still there, still in touching distance. May get back into the slipstream for the start-finish straight if he has a good hairpin. Brakes later than Ross. Ross probably gets the better run out, he does indeed, but that does put Lee back into slipstream range. So now you'll see that time just tip over and start to edge back down again. And there it goes. Bring Lee back in touch, and then there's a healthy 5-second gap. Garney is cruising. Battle resumes. There's Joker on the left. It's just so difficult to know what to do around this corner. It's almost impossible to hang it around the outside. It's almost impossible to get a switchback. It's just a very difficult passing place overall, to be honest. Oh, there's another penalty in the background after the carnage just finished here. Joker has managed to make the move. So now this time, will he be able to run away? He's got to make hay here on the twisty section. Get himself out of the slipstream range. Just needs to get this corner right, and he'll have done it. So much more grip on the soft tyres. He's 7/10 clear. Needs a little bit more as Andy is fighting with Aaron. Aaron's got himself a half-second penalty. Phoebe wants to know if Tom's using the handbrake into the hairpin. Wow. I mean, that'd be quite something. Let's see if we can see. Down in second. No. no hint of a handbrake there. Fortunately. Joker's not managed to get fully clear. He's going to get reeled in again slightly, but he's going to get reeled in by blue flag. We've lost Andy somewhere. He's down to P8 and kicked himself up a penalty. So it's gone a bit wrong there for Andy. Bickles has got ahead of him and ahead of Aaron. Missed that one while we were looking for handbrake antics. In the meantime, Derek is doing well in P10. Derek's best result, I think, was a P12 in GT2 yesterday, so he'd be very, very happy. A chance at a bit of a redemption if he can finish in the top 10 here in GT1. Behind him, we've got Dusty Austin P11, Zom, Breda slipped back somewhere. That's a 143, so a big accident there on that side for Bred. And then Johnny Boy is now down in P14. Oh, he's had a nightmare on the last lap. He would have been right up there battling in for the top 10 until that. We've missed that, and he's set a 149, unfortunately. So, race 2, fast becoming Johnny Boy's favourite race. We'll see how he does. Okay, back to the front. Pagani's still comfortable. Oh, Ross has a penalty. Half-second penalty. Here comes Lee. Ross is going to serve this now, is he? Yes, he is. He's not going to have enough to deny Lee the position. And Lee takes P2. Ross will look to stick close, get a good launch off the corner, and maybe get him back into turn 1. And he has done. He's right on his rear bumper, if anything. He may be going, may have gone too quick. This might allow Lee the chance to get back into the slipstream and have a go himself. See there in the rear view. Yeah, Lee's getting closer again. Ross is going to have to go defensive. Oh, little tap from Lee. He'll let Ross go for that, I imagine. Yep, and we're back as you were. So Ross manages to recover the position despite the penalty. These two will continue to battle away, and T. Smith will hope that gives him a chance for a podium. Right, so it's now blue flag P5, Joker P6, Biggles, then Aaron, then Andy. So these sort of 5 have been pretty constantly changing positions. Watching for anybody running wide off this corner. Such an easy place to get a penalty. Everybody keeping the left-hand wheels just about inside the line. And still Ross leads in Lee, and there may be another challenge here at the end of the straight. Just keeping an eye on that gap back to T. Smith. It's 1.5 seconds at the moment. It's not come down a whole lot this lap. If Lee chooses challenge again, that will lose them a bit more time. Lee holds position. Just looking for a nice clean run. Probably a bit more worried now about the man behind him. Fastest lap of the race so far is a 1:35.0, lap 3 from Pagani. That's rapid. I think the fastest we saw last night in GT2 was, I think, a 1:35.4 or 5, I think. So yeah, excellent pace from Pagani. Yeah, thank you, Fee. I'm much better. I've got an espresso martini in the fridge. That's how much better I am. I'll be enjoying that probably come race 2. 34.9? Really? I don't believe it. Well, Pagani better pick up the pace then, hasn't he? Still blue flag is holding off Joker. Those soft tyres will... they're probably alright for now. They'll probably just start fading away now towards the end of the race, so... Oh, as blue flag takes a bit of an odd line into that first corner. Nowhere really for Joker to go though, so... Still sits there. Aaron is still chasing Biggles. These guys setting good times on the mediums, 35.5, 35.3. Derek's setting a good 35.9 there, I can see. .35.9 for Johnny Boy as well. So not a huge amount of pace difference between the mediums and the soft, but enough. Yeah, I think you're right. You're right, Mike. Looking at Joker's tyre where it's there's a bit of a wiggle coming out of the corner there. His tyres will be okay for pace for now, but very soon he'll probably find himself slipping back to the, in fact he's already back at the similar sort of times to the medium tyre runners around him. Still, I think he'd be happy with reasonably happy with a P6. Biggles set his fastest lap of the race on the last lap, but now he's got Aaron all over the back of him, and you're not too far behind as well. We'll see how close Aaron gets on the run off the corner, and Biggles was a bit wide, but it did get him a good run. Is Aaron going to have enough to close in? Biggles is not close enough to be in the slipstream of Joker. So now the gap is down under 2/10. Now it's getting closer to 1/10. Is Aaron going to think about a move here? It's very close. Thinks better of it and instead tries to run a wide line into the turn. And did get good traction out, but there's just nowhere to go. Unless you're already side by side coming out of that corner, there's no room through. As they snake through once again. Up 13 of 16 here. It's as you were in the mid pack. Oh, and Biggles goes wide and hits the wall. Again, nowhere for Aaron to go though. Will that give Biggles a penalty? He's struggling now. He's wide again. Oh, it's just nowhere for the guys behind him to go. They're concertinaing up behind him. Aaron and Andy. Can Biggles get the car under control and hold them off? A bit further forward is once again Ross and Lee within a quarter of a second of each other. Still no movement though. We'll go back to this battle. And once again Aaron getting close but not close enough. I may start to see some more serious moves in the next couple of laps. As again Biggles pushes it right to the outside, flirting at the penalty line. Yeah, I think Si's had a really good race here. He's now clear of Joker. A good 1.3 seconds. I can't see Joker catching him again now. So all the way up to P5 has gone blue flag, and that puts him in good position. T Smith P4. Lee and Ross still together. Is there going to be any way that Lee can find to make a move? That's still no way past Aaron. It's one of these sorts of races for a couple of them, for a couple of the guys where you just think, oh, it's not going to happen, is it? Aaron's on his personal best lap at the moment. It's still not quite enough. Oh, contact. Contact between Joker and Biggles. Not sure what happened there. Biggles hits the back corner of Joker's car. I don't know whether Joker braked early or Biggles broke late. They weren't that close together. And that has put paid to Biggles' defence. Relegated down to P9. He's trying to get out of the way. He just clipped the rear corner of Joker's car. And that's given Andy a good run. Aaron had to take slight evasive action. Andy's now got a good run on his teammate. 2 laps to go. He may not chance it now. And now Joker is under threat. Tyres are starting to go off. He's setting lap times in the 36s. Yeah, Mike said the slipstreamers can catch you out. Yeah, well, we saw some absolute pinballs in GT2 last night. Oh, is that a penalty? It was. Oh, and on lap 15 of 16, it's a half-second penalty for Andy, and penalty is absolutely key in this race. And Andy's got a half-second. That's going to put him back behind Biggles in this battle. More squealing of tyres going on. And now, Ross has got a penalty. Ross has a penalty from P2. And not only is that going to drop him down to P3, oh, as Lee misses a gear change. I'm glad I caught that. He's still going to get past Ross. Is T. Smith going to get there as well? Not quite. Just gradually slowing down, trying to get that tight turn in and get the drive off the corner. Car just snaking around. Ross got the straighter line and the better drive, and he's picking up the slipstream from Lee as we head on to lap 16. Pagani is well clear and has been for the whole race. Been a masterclass of how to brake from the front on soft tyres. But now, courtesy of a penalty for Ross, Lee has managed to get P2. All he has to do now is hang on to it for one more lap. So it's Lee, Ross and Tom all looking for P2. Blue flag comfortable in P5, and then we've got battle going on here. Aaron fancies P6 off Joker. He's got to try and make that difficult move around the outside, and again it's just not going to happen. He's been shoved wide. Biggles is there as well, and his penalty has dropped him behind Biggles, but he's still right in the hunt. Any of these guys can still take P6. Oh, if he wants to know, will there be team orders for Ross and Tom? Well, I think Ross is the one leading in the championship, so I doubt it. I cannot find a way through. This is all going to come down to the final hairpin, and once again we saw a couple of runs to the line last night, and I think we're going to see this again here. Firstly with these three. Ross is right on Lee's tail. No penalties for this group. Ross does pull to the inside. Lee's not going to defend it. He's going to let him have the line and hope for the better run off the corner. He's got to be careful of T. Smith here. Tom's just going to get as good a run as he can. Lee's gone very, very wide. Oh, they're side by side. They're side by side. I think Ross has got the advantage. He's going to have the inside for this corner. He's going to be ahead, but what about T. Smith? I don't think Tom's close enough. I think Ross is going to get it. Oh no! Lee! I think Ross clipped the inside wall. And Lee has taken P2, and Ross only 12 thousandths ahead of Tom. It's going to be blue flag in P5, and then we've got another dash to the line. It's between Aaron and Joker, and Aaron is going to get it just from Joker on the line. Biggles has a half-second penalty, but it's not going to cost him P8. Andy comes home in P9. Yeah, I honestly think on that run down, Ross was ahead. He had the inside line. He tried to cut it as close as he can. I think I saw some sparks fly up. I mean, he clipped the inside wall as Lee all of a sudden started accelerating past him and finished comfortably, 1/10 ahead in the end. And Ross almost lost out to Tom as well. Andy in the end finished P9, Derek P10. Good result for Derek. He'll be very, very happy with that, I imagine. Dusty Foss for P11, Bread. And then it would have been... who would have been 13th? Oh, Johnny Boy in the end, 13th. I don't know what happened to Zom. So Zom finishes 14th, Johnny Boy 13th. But Pagani with a dominant performance there. We'll see how he does on the medium tyres in race 2 from the back. Then you've got Lee, Ross, Tom. Blue flag, Aaron, Joker, Biggles. And then Andy, Derek, Dusty, Bread, Johnny Boy and Zomar. Right, that is race 1 done. I've got the replay bagels, don't you worry. Zom is off to connect it. It's either Lan or Ian. He could be plugging in cables. He could be dropping Ian a quick LinkedIn request. I don't know. One or the other. See, Aaron's on the same page as me. Aaron knows what I'm on about. God. Wordplay. Can't beat it. Right, talking a bit Alan Partridge in here. Yeah, a bit of redemption. Very good, Derek. Right. What is the score in race 2 then? What do we reckon? So we were talking in the admin chat the other day about ideas for future seasons of GT7, and obviously the new update has just come out, and as much as we want to race the Nissan the Qashqai, it's probably not going to happen, let's put it that way. So I don't know what we I think there's plenty of alternatives personally. I do think we suffer a bit from not having a quote, apologies polyphony, but quote, a proper racing game with all the latest, all the latest cars, all the latest models. I think if we had that, then we could put GT7 to really good use with the wide range of road cars that it does have, and get some really good, interesting races in. But yeah, the time will come when I can send an Volvo around the Nordschleife, but not yet. Not in FTRL anyway. So, get me your predictions for race 2 as we go for the 1 minute warning. Phoebe goes for Aaron P1, Tom P3 and Cy Tom P2 and Cy P3. Ooh, interesting. I can imagine there'll be a fair few soft tyre runners. In fact, there already is. I can see. It's too late for anybody to hear me and change, so I can have a look through. I can see 6 cars on soft tyres. Derek being one of them. Johnny Boy another, as is Biggles. All of those guys that finished towards the back, obviously getting themselves on the soft tyres. Looks like T. Smith's actually going on the mediums. Indulging in some donuts while he's at it. Right. Let's see. Zomla and Johnny Boy will lead us off for race 2. See if anybody can make a break this time. A lot more soft tyre runners. Away we go. Wasn't the great. It was alright. Wasn't the greatest start in the world from Zom, I don't think. Johnny Boy is gaining on him. Into turn 1. Does he get the inside line? And he's broke very, very early, and Barrett's swept round the outside. And that leaves Johnny Boy back in P3 with Derek just behind him. All of these front P5 are on the soft tyres. Andy is the first medium tyre runner in P6. Oh, and there's lots of shuffling in the midfield. A little bit of contact. Everyone's managed to sort themselves out by the look of it. Andy was running very, very wide there. That might be a penalty. Oh, it's torturing the tyres on this first lap. A lot of people. Got some side-by-side action going on as well. Oh, everybody has just about managed to make it through. Aaron there in P7, Biggles, Tom, Joker, Lee, Ross, Blue Flag and Pagani at the back still. Yeah, I think that comes with the territory fever, saying Johnny's very anxious not to make a mistake. I think it does come with the territory. You won't want to spoil anyone's race, especially in GT1, but unfortunately it has led to him being in P3 and now being under a lot of pressure from both Dusty Fossil and Derek. Derek's giving Dusty nowhere to go. Johnny Boy's holding a defensive line. Everybody else concentrating up behind. And that's well held for now, but he'll be under threat come turn 1. Meanwhile up front, Brett is not letting Zon get away. These two have made a break. Derek is looking for a way through. These guys at the front just got to keep it consistent. They'll have the pace advantage over the guys behind them. If they can avoid getting in too many battles. It's a very defensive line this time from Johnny. Nowhere for Derek to go once again. Somebody is going very wide around the outside. It's Aaron. He's okay. Penalty for, is that Biggles? It is. I'll take a penalty for Biggles. That's a terrible time to get a penalty. Lee is doing well in P9. He's made some good progress. T. Smith in 10th. Joker is dropping backwards here as Ross makes the move up the inside. Good move from Ross, and Blue Flag looking interested as well. Joker is going backwards here. Pagani still at the back on the mediums. Pagani of course gets the race 1 win. Now he has to deal with the medium tyres for 2 races. Joker's trying to get his elbows out. Ross is still ahead. It depends. Yeah, he slots in behind actually. A bit further forward, it's very tight in the midfield. Biggles is going to go severely backwards here. Let's. In fact, he might. There's a bit of a gap opened up, so he's only going to lose 2 places, I think. Yeah. Everybody filters around. Joker is on the inside of Blue Flag. Nicely done. Side by side there, both of them. Any more movement further up, Aaron is making his way forward. He is now almost the lead medium tyre runner. In fact, he is the lead medium tyre runner. Zom still leads from Brett at the end of lap 2. Johnny Boy has done well to stay in P3. And now Dusty Foster is challenging Derek for 4th. Into turn 1 they go. Dusty's got the advantage. Aaron looking for a move as well. Derek may be in trouble here. A bit of side-by-side contact. Derek trying to keep it on the road. Oh, he's been shuffled wide. And all the way down to P8. Don't say that, Fever. Somebody will end up punting someone off if you say that. Yeah, just got leaned on a little bit. Nothing illegal, I don't think, but he found himself on the outside, and on the outside of turn 1 is somewhere you do not want to be. And now he's fighting for his life down in 10th again. That's how quickly he can change in GT1, and Ross makes the move up the inside. Oh, Derek is all over the place. And now he's under pressure from Blue Flag. We've lost Joker down to the back of the pack. Pagani's got past him. Zom and Brett are still together up front. If Brett is smart here, he'll probably just... Well, he'll either try and make a clean move if he can. But if it doesn't look on, he might just want to work with Zom here, because these two have a really good chance of just breaking away from the pack and not being caught. But no, Brett's trying to go all the way around the outside here, and that's a fantastic move if he's pulled it off, and he has. Wonderful move from Brett, however... He's right ahead of Zom now, all the way down the straight. Now gives Zom a chance into turn 1. Now Johnny Boy has had a dodgy run off the final corner, and he's lost the place to Carl. So Carl up into P3, and then Johnny Boy under pressure from the rest of the pack. Here they come. Bit further back, side by side, Blue Flag and Derek. Derek's had a lap 3 to forget. He's not even done that much wrong, to be honest. And now he gets passed by Blue Flag and slips down to 12th. So easily can it turn. T. Smith still going in P8, solidly making his way through, and then we've got people side by side up front. Leads up into 6th. Aaron is still there as well. Johnny Boy holding firm in P4 now. And up front, Bread now leads from Zom. So Zom couldn't find his way back through. Penalty for Bread. Well. That's going to put the bread amongst the pigeons, so shall we say? Because come next lap, not this lap, next lap, he must have run wide on the exit to the back straight. Carl's only, don't know whether that was lag or a bit of sideways action from Bread's Alfa Romeo. I think he's okay, I think it's a bit of lag. Yeah, come next lap, he's going to slip behind Zom and probably quite close to Carl. So it's as you were across the line for now, though, come the end of lap 4. Bread leads Zom from Dusty Fossil and Johnny Boy. Aaron in P5, Lee in 6th, Andy, then Biggles, T. Smith, Ross, Blue Flag. Pagani is now in P12, and poor Derek has, oh, he's there. It was a poor camera angle, I thought he disappeared off into the scenery, but no. He's still there and still hanging onto the back, but he is unfortunately in P14. On the soft tyres, so now he needs to pick himself back up. There'll still be chances in this race. People will be making moves, people will be making mistakes, people will be getting penalties. Derek's got decent pace around here, so still a chance for him to get back involved. So soon, we will see what becomes of this penalty for Bread. Zom's not letting go, so Zom will be promoted back to first. And now Just Fossil really not that far behind. Here we go. On board with Carl. Oh, Johnny Boy's got a penalty for the next lap. Is Just Fossil going to make it? Is he going to make the move? He's going to go for it. No, he's just backed out the last second. That's an unfortunate penalty for Johnny. He's got the pack behind him. And we saw how quickly Derek got swallowed up. However, there is a bit of a gap there. Lee is under a lot of pressure from Biggles and T. Smith, and Tom's actually gone backwards. I'm sure he was P7 or P8 at one point. He's gone backwards a bit, and these three are battling, and that's given these two ahead a second and a half gap. And Aaron is now going to challenge Lee into turn 1. Once again, ooh, can Lee hold on? Very few people have held on around the outside there. They've gone side by side, and they're still side by side. This is very, very tricky to do through here. Aaron has to back out, well held by Lee. I think that's one of the first times I've seen someone actually successfully defend that outside line at turn 1. And what it means is that Lee's kept pace with Johnny Boy in front of him, who's now struggling a little bit. And that means he will get P4 off him come the back straight. Yeah, Biggles slips a bit further back in P7. Yeah, I think that was good racing. I think you can go side by side through there, but only for so long. Once you get to that left-hand kink, it's all over if you're still side by side by then. So here we go. Johnny Boy will serve the penalty, pulls off the racing line, and through will go Lee and Aaron. And Johnny, if he's careful, will be able to. Oh, actually, he's going to challenge Aaron to the inside of the hairpin. Aaron didn't get quite as far as I thought, but he has. He just about got through. A little tap on the corner for his trouble there. And that plies Biggles straight back into this. I thought I saw another penalty there. Oh, and it's T. Smith. Only in P9 and with a penalty to boot. So it's not going Tom's way at the minute. Reasonable result, decent result in race 1. Couldn't quite get the podium, but he's down in P9 with a penalty here. He's going to have to rely on his soft tyre run to get the points. He does have the fastest lap of the race. He's definitely had a moment somewhere in that last lap because he dropped to 2.5 seconds. Alright, Zom has retaken the lead, but Dusty Fossil is right there now, so these three, all on soft tyres, as we get close to the halfway point of this race, are the ones in control. How much they fight may well determine what happens to them. I'm sure all three of these guys in a GT1 race would be very, very happy to come home in this order and take a podium. That's not how it works. Yeah, 34.9 on mediums is pretty rapid. It's not helping him though at the minute. So he's going to come and serve this penalty. Ross is about a second behind, so let's go on board with Ross. See how close he gets. There's got someone else serving the penalty there, I think. Or at least someone's off the line. I think it's actually Lee just off the racing line, trying to make a move up ahead. Yeah, Ross does not catch up. Didn't get the best run off the corner either, so Tom pulls another half-second clear. Yeah, Johnny Boy's been swallowed. He's now P8. I'm going to look to hang on to that and possibly make a move back if he can. You know, these last two laps, he's just suffered 2 1:37s as he got caught up in the traffic. And now he's just got the small matter of multiple reigning champion behind him. Big horse. Is he going to look to stay side by side with Andy? He's going to have to back out of that. And make their way through the S's of Sector 1. So easy to unsettle the car onto the brakes here. Oh, Andy's very wide. I think he's okay though. Using a bit of time. Lee's having another good week. P2, and now he's in P4 with his soft tyre run still to come. And we've all changed at the front. Dusty Fossil has the lead from Bread and then Zom. So they've all swapped positions, or at least Dusty and Zom have swapped positions around Bread. The reverse sandwich is in effect. Oh, and Zom's going to get a big old penalty for that. Unsettled the car, goes wide. And there's the half-second penalty. And Andy as well. No, Johnny Boy's down to P11 now. Blue flag P12. Derek and Joker way off the back. P13 and P14. I'm not sure really what's happened to Joker. Just consistent 37s. I think that's what's happened. And a dodgy lap 1. Gets back to a 36.0 though. On that lap. So what can Zom do here? He needs to try and avoid falling back into the clutches of Lee and Aaron behind him. Whether that's possible or not, I don't know. And he's under a lot of pressure here. He's going to lose the place to Tom, who's finally making moves forward. Ross is right behind him. Pagani is there as well. Johnny Boy under pressure from blue flag. And here comes this penalty, and this is going to be a killer for Andy. He's going to lose 3 places easy. You'll see him serve the penalty. Ahead of him. There you go. Pagani, Ross and T. Smith will all get ahead. Andy down to P10. That's the let off the throttle to avoid running into the back of Pagani. Got a decent run off there though. Very, very close to the back of the Team Wall car. Pagani still just about in slipstream range, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Is there any way for Andy to go here? Not really. And you kick it into 6th. That's when the slipstream kicks in. Pulls to the inside. Pagani doesn't defend it for now. Is he going to try and hang it around the outside? Oh, and he's got it. Well held by Pagani. Aaron and Lee are right on the back of Zom, who'll be feeling the pressure now. Oh, Brett for the full second penalty. Oh dear. That is going to bring him back into his battle, and that gives Dusty Fossil an incredible chance at a second GT1 win in 2 weeks. I'm not making it up, am I? He did win last week, didn't he? Pretty certain he did. we've had a look at a good few half-second penalties here, but let's take a look at a full second. Zom is 2 seconds behind. How close does he get? He gets pretty close indeed. Not enough to make the move. Ooh. Must be so difficult then to judge your speed if you've served a second penalty. Brett holds on to P2, but that has given Dusty Fossil a 2-second lead. And he's coming up to, coming up to the end of lap 10. And now Zom finds himself under all sorts of pressure, but he does have Brett ahead of him as well. Lee goes to the outside. Zom's going to defend that. And probably be successful. Yep, no way through for Lee this time. Just about defends it actually. In fact, as Lee got side by side, he has. Lee has got to the inside here. Zom's not going to back out, and they are going to go side by side. Oh, it's very tight, and Lee does manage to sweep around the outside, our left-hander, and take the position. That's a bold move from Lee, and he's up into the podium places once again. So with Pagani and Ross not really on for very good results in this race, Lee is taking control. What can Brett do? He's got decent pace, but it's not really any different from cars. So I think it's going to have to be a mistake from Dusty Fossil here to cost him the win. So I'm now down in P4, but he has still got the soft tyres to lean on, and his tyre wear is very good actually for lap 11. He's moved to the inside there really. I'm not sure if that might have been a bit of an error, because now he's under a lot of pressure from Aaron, and he might find himself out of Lee's slipstream here, and Aaron's gone past. So a poor exit on the hairpin from Zom, and he's dropped another place. Steve Smith now up to P7, looking pretty interested. Pagani in 9th behind Ross. Andy blue flag, Johnny Boy now P12, Derek in 13th, and Joker in 14th. Okay, lap 12. Approaching 3/4 race distance. These guys setting pretty fast laps. Biggles has set a 34.7 on the soft tyres, I think it is. Biggles on the softs? Yes, he is. And Biggles has now got himself ahead of Zom as well, so Zom down to P6 and feeling himself just slipping backwards down the order here. And it will be a worry, there's a lot of cars behind him. Another 5 cars in this train behind Zom. And so, the best form of defence is attack, and they are going to go... Are they going to go 3 wide? They are going to go 3 wide. Zom's going to have to back out, and he does. Gets a bump from behind from T. Smith. And now this huge gaggle of cars proceeds down the start-finish straight for the 12th time. It's Ross, T. Smith and Pagani who are closest. Just looking interested. Oh, and he couldn't quite find the room. And Zom has been outbroken by everyone. He finds himself in P8 now as Ross and Tom go through. Oh, this huge strain here. This can only end well, I'm sure of it. People are bouncing over curves, skidding it into the corners. Oh, Ross nearly running wide there. I think he should get away with that penalty. Just about, yep. All of this has let Lee get away and try and set off after Brett. He's very, very close to another P2 here is Lee, and both of them are catching Dusty Fossil. So 35.9 for Carl on that last lap, a 35.8 for Brett, a 35.1 for Lee on the mediums. So definitely got the superior pace. He's now tucked up behind his teammate. And in the background, Biggles once again looks to see if he can make the move on Aaron. It's not happened. Zom is in trouble. He's wide. He's got a half-second penalty. He's down to P11. It was a good effort from Zom to hold on for that long. Johnny Boy managed to hold on to the high mid-pack for 5 or 6 laps. Zom managed to hold on to lap 12, lap 13, but now he's all the way back down. Still challenging Pagani and Blue Flag, but he has got a half-second penalty, which will push him back towards Johnny Boy in 12th. So the GT2 challenge is over. And now Lee sweeps around the outside. Another good turn 1 move from Lee. Bread's not going to fight his teammate too hard. And they go into the S's. Oh, Bread! He's sideways. He's lost it. Oh, he's gone round. Nightmare. He has ghosted, so he avoids a collision. Oh, that's such a shame for Bread. He's having such a good race. Just got the car unsettled. He's probably keeping an eye on Lee. I couldn't quite make it work, and he goes all... Oh, no, he's not. Sorry, they've just got the same colour car. No, they're not teammates. He's just got a Quavers car. Yeah, that's a real shame for Bread. Now, what's going on here? Zom is in the wall. Zom's race has officially gone from bad to worse. He's now down into P12. Johnny Boy up into P11. Lots of cars still ahead of him. Garney, Bread and Blue Flag are battling. Still 2 laps to go here. Garney's trying to push Blue Flag down the straight to get ahead of Bread, which he has done. And now Garney's going to look to tuck in, get a good drive off the corner and try and take that P9. The pressure has told for a few of these guys here in race 2. Andy's doing a good job following T. Smith here. So Tom and Ross have got themselves now in a position where they're not going to lose too many points to Lee. This looks interesting. Let's watch this. Red versus Blue Flag. Down into turn 1. Once again, looking for that move around the outside. Oh, not quite. Pagani's buying back into this now as well. Oh, Bread's taking a very unusual line. Kicking up the dirt. No, and he's sideways again. He's struggling to control that car. Through the S's. Pagani gets ahead. T. Smith now 6, Ross in P5, Biggles in 4th, Aaron, and then Lee, and then the gap is just 7/10 of a second to Dusty Fossil. If Lee gets a good drive off the corner here, he's going to be in slipstream range, and he is. The gap drops to less than 3/4 of a second, and Lee may well have an opportunity at the win here. Still a lap to go. Lee's times have been consistently a few tenths quicker. Ooh, it's got very, very misty here. Aaron, ooh, Aaron was very wide. I think he's avoided a penalty. He has, oof, just about. That was very close. Biggles is going well here. P4. Brett's got a half second. He's dropped behind Johnny Boy. Zomla's dropped all the way back to P13. Derek's at the back now. And now Desfossil on the final lap is defending from Lee. He's made a move a couple of times around the outside turn 1. It's not going to happen this time. Carl cuts across him. Manages to defend it. He should be okay through this section to hold on. It's all going to come down to the back straight. The final hairpin. Carl's tyres are starting to go. That front right is nearly half worn. These tyres, of course, absolutely fine. He set his fastest lap of 35.0 on the last lap. He's all over him. Okay, squealing of tyres in the background. Aaron's still okay in P3. Here we go. Oh, someone's backwards. It's Derek. And back to the front we go. Here comes Lee. He's easily going to be in a position to make the move. So which side does Dusty Fossil go? Does he stick to the racing line, try and get a better run off the final corner? Does he go defensive and perhaps give that line up to Lee? He's decided to drive pretty much down the middle. There was a bit of side-by-side contact. In they go. Oh, Carl's wide. Carl's wide. That might be a penalty. That could give Lee the win. Carl's got the better drive. Does he get the penalty? No. Amazingly, no. And Dusty Foster's going to take his second win in 2 weeks in GT1, Lee in home P2, and there was a race to the line here between Aaron and Biggles, but Aaron is going to get there, I think, just about gets there ahead of Biggles. Ross in P5, Tom, Andy, Blue Flag in 8th, Pagani in 9th, Johnny Boy with a top 10, Brett in 11th, Joker is going to be P12, and Zom, who held on for so long, is going to, for some reason, just crawl down the straight along with Derek, and we'll see which one of them fancies finishing last. Derek seems not inclined to take the position off Zom. It's not a reverse grid, lads, for the next race. You can push for the line. There we go. Good stuff. Very interesting race, that one. Lots of drama, lots of strategy. So the winner of race 2 is Dusty Fossil. Lee in P2, excellent run through the field, nearly got the win, couldn't quite manage it on the final corner. Biggles with the fastest lap of the race, 1:34.7, he gets a good P4. Ross in 5th, T Smith in 6th, Andy in 7th, Blue Flag in 8th, and then Pagani. Johnny Boy with a good top 10, Brett, Joker, Zom, and Derek. So I believe it is a as you were grid, so as per the result. Of this race for race 3, which means that Dusty Fossil will start in pole position. And there'll be a few guys further back on the soft tyres though, so this is where it's going to get interesting. Yep, make sure you get your tyres right, everybody. You have to ignore the wind noise for a bit. Got the fan on just in between races. It's pretty toasty up here. I'm also pretty desperate for a piss, but I'll hang on to it after the race and consume a professional that I am. Have we got any predictions in? Emptus Fevers, Tom, Aaron and Lee. I'm trying to think, Tom's on the soft tyres, isn't he? Yeah. So, yeah, I think he's got a really, really good shout. Who else will be on the softs? Andy, Ross, Blue Flag, Aaron, yeah, Tom, and Lee. So, ooh, yeah, this is going to be an interesting one. I'd expect to see all of those guys near the front. He's got a really good chance here of breaking clear at the top of the table. Picked a few points on Pagani and Ross in that last race. He can get out ahead and break a gap, get himself another win. We will We'll see. More than anything, these Group 4's cars are showing themselves to be a real balancer for people. I think a lot of drivers who maybe wouldn't find themselves quite as competitive in the Group 3s or over the longer races are enjoying these Group 4 sprints. Personally, I hate them because I can't battle and I can't race people. So probably best I'm out of this season. People saying Carl will get harassed so much first couple of laps. Yeah, that's true. He is just that irresistible. Right. Final race of the season. Not of the season, what the fuck am I going on about? Final race of the evening. Dust Fossil and Lee Cole will start us off. Lights out and away we go. Oh, it's a terrible start from Carl. He got stuck on the line. And Aaron's got past him. We said he was going to get swamped in the first couple of laps. He's going to get swamped before the first corner. As Lee hits the front, Aaron right with him. Oh, and he's all the way down to P5. Yeah, P5. And now he's going to struggle. People are going to be coming past him on the soft tyres. Tom's looking to make a move straight away here. They're side by side. Tom's not going to give this one up easily. It was just too long between starting the race, getting everyone onto the grid and getting the lights out, and it just fell asleep. It needs to be quicker. I'm sorry, the organisation needs to be better to give Dust Fossil a chance of not falling asleep before the start. Never mind. Andy in P7, blue flag in 8, Pagani is now in P9. And we've got Bread, Johnny Boy, Zom, Joker and Derek challenging at the back. And it is Lee who is in the lead, but somehow I don't think Aaron will let him get away. So this could be interesting. I've been there for a while, these two will be sensible. They've got Biggles behind them on the mediums. Ross is already pushing to get past, so if these two at the front want to get clear of Ross, they'll work together. Get themselves a break. Well, Dust Fossil's done well to hold on to P5 in the end after all that, and now he's a severe challenge from Tom. T. Smith will look to use the superior grip here to go around the outside. Just see the extra grip there. Easily done. That's the easiest pass I've seen on that corner all evening. Already in front before they get into the S's, so T. Smith up to P5, and he's going to need that. He will now run away from the cars behind him and get up the field after Ross. And Biggles is now down in P4. Biggles is going to be struggling as well. So the soft tyre runners quickly making their way to the front here in race 3, as you would expect. Fever's amused himself posting sloth gifs in the Discord. Ooh, Pagani with a penalty on lap 2. Fortunately for him, it's only really Bread behind him. There's then a big gap for some reason to Joker, Johnny, Zom and Derek. But Bread does make his way past Pagani up into P9. Blue flag in 8. And now Dust Fossil down into P7. Oh, look at this up front. 1/10 in it, down the straight. Seemingly not content to just run with each other and try and get away. Aaron is very, very close. Does think better of it in the end. Maybe they are working together. Looked like Aaron was going to go for the move there, but he didn't. Biggles and Andy going at it here. Nice line from Biggles. Gets himself just the faintest of gaps. Andy will be looking in his rear view mirrors at blue flag here. He goes very wide. I can't remember how the penalties work out there. I think he'll be okay with that. I think you can go fully out on the curb. As long as you don't go fully out on the green stuff, you're okay. People generally sort out their penalties. I've only seen one so far in this race. First race there was quite a few. Derek's had a moment somewhere. He's 4.5 seconds behind Johnny, who himself is 2.5 seconds behind Zom. All of those guys now on the medium tyres, they're going to find it tough to catch up. Can Andy find a way past Biggles? He's going to have to. He wants to make good use of these softs in this race. Now he cuts to the inside. I think that's going to easily be moved on from Andy. Biggles will attempt to cut back, but he's nowhere near. Soft tyres just so much better around that corner. And he doesn't even take 5th place, and he will hope to now gap Biggles and blue flag. And get off after T. Smith, who's got a half-second penalty. Speaking of penalties, half a second for Tom. He's done a lot of good work there to catch up with Sir Ross, including setting a 1:34.3. I mean, it makes no odds if you get yourself a penalty. So maybe you just cut a big chunk of track. Maybe that's what got you the penalty in the first place. But still, all things considered, a 34.3 is still very impressive. But he will lose all that and more as he drops back, serving the penalty, and Andy and the rest of the field will just gain a little bit back. Blue flag has now got past Biggles. Medium tyre runners finding it especially hard in this race. And still the battle goes on up front. Aaron is pushing Lee along. Ross is not going away though. Not by any stretch. Ross has set a 34.310. Fastest lap of the race. It's incredibly quick. He wants the win here, does Ross? These three are going to battle it out. Oh, Lee had a big twitch there. Not enough to let Aaron through. Aaron goes a bit wide into this corner, which will have Ross right there as well. This could get interesting very, very quickly. Lee's not been slow by any means, 34.7, but the guys behind him are setting incredibly fast laps. Ross is indeed fastest, and he's got the best tyres as well somehow. It's very impressive from Ross. Further back is all as you were. Everybody's setting good pace now. Fossil now in P9, just behind has made his way past. So I think Garni is Biggles is the first of the medium tyre runners now. Garni behind him also on the medium tyres, but going very quickly. I mean, he's got the pace advantage over Biggles here, so he may look to make a move. But yeah, all getting a bit strung out up front, so I think the best these medium tyre guys can hope for is a P6. Maybe P7. Comes the challenge from Pagani, and Biggles brakes earlier. Pagani brakes very late, but still manages to get the Alfa Romeo stop, sweeps it round to take 7th place. What's going on at the front? As you were. These three are reasonably content with how it stands at the moment. Tom's got 2 seconds to make up. Oof. That's a borderline from T. Smith. Right out to the edge of the curb. As you were behind, Red still putting pressure on Dusty Russell. Oh, a bit of a challenge here. Zorman Joker. Oh, Aaron. Oh, it all went a bit wrong there. Tom's had to slow up. Well, it was all getting a bit sedate for a minute. I was on the verge of doing a carve and falling asleep myself, but Aaron's rectified that, getting very, very out of shape in sector 1. Losing position to Ross, and then only by virtue of the track getting so narrow at that point did he avoid losing P3 to Tom. It's just... I don't like this track. I don't like it, and the reason that sector 1, it's just so easy to unsettle the car. Yeah, I honestly thought he was going to get around there, but he didn't, and the swarm of purple cars rights themselves and sets off again after Lee, who now has a second gap though. Ross may be doing a bit of looking in his rearview mirrors there. He's up to P2, but Lee's gapped them a little bit. Ross gets a very nice drive off the corner though. The gap is going to edge down under a second once again. Lee's still out slipstream though. Tom's got some good overspeed on Aaron here. Probably not close enough to make a move though. Nope. Further back, Blue Flag and Andy pretty close together. A lot of these guys setting very, very fast laps on the soft tyres, all in the mid 34s. That's the front six. 34.7 the fastest lap for Blue Flag, 34.8 for Andy, 34.3 for Tom, 34.5 for Aaron, 34.3 for Ross, and 34.7 for Lee. Lee being the most consistent though, still out in front. Not quite got those extra few tenths that the others may have on the soft tyres, but it doesn't matter at the minute. Still clear of Ross, but not quite. Oh, I'll say that. No, he's had an excellent run off that corner and has got himself back out of slipstream range, so Ross isn't going to be catching him any on this straight. In the meantime, Tom and Aaron, side by side. Oh, T. Smith gets ahead. Aaron's going to have to tuck him behind. He's lucky to hold on to that P3 for so long, to be fair, but just has to stick with him now. Oh, and Tom's had a moment on the exit. The back end kicked out, and Aaron actually went to the back of him, giving him a bit of a shove, and that's helped Tom. And they've both lost a bit of ground here. The gap is now 2 seconds to Ross up front. A real gap opening up here. Still half the race to go. Anything can still happen. But as it stands, Blue Flag in P5 is actually closer to Aaron than in 4th, and Tom is to Ross. Ross is still there, keeping Lee honest. He's closed in massively, actually. That's courtesy of a 34.363. Another 34.3 from Ross. Once again, Lee's lap time's not bad at all, but Ross is just quicker. It's just whether he's able to make that move at any point and then make it stick. That's what makes this track so difficult. You can make the move, in particular down into the final corner, the hairpin. It's the obvious place to make a move, but even if you make the move then, the other person may just get a better drive off the corner, slipstream, and get you back into turn 1. So, and then there's very little option anywhere else. And you've seen a good few opportunistic moves tonight in other areas. Again, Tom went so wide on that corner. Aaron's right with him and closing already. Let's see if we see an example of what I've just been talking about there. Behind Blue Flag and Andy in a very, very similar position. Aaron's not going to make the move. Here's Andy. Thinks about it, but no. Further back, Pagani is clear enough of Biggles. And then it's just Fossil and Bread in P9 and P10. Jordan Boy now P13, Derek in 14th. Zom and Joker still together. Been together for most of this race. Again, edging their way around the final hairpin. Looking to get the power down, get the best run possible. Let's stick with these guys for now. Zom is very, very close. It would be unlike him not to go for the move. The Joker's gone super defensive. Zom's actually, now he pops to the outside. He's not quite level. Maybe some effort to switch back here in 10th position. The Joker does have a little wobble on exit. Zom looking to get alongside. Don't think he's quite going to get there. He's got to be on the outside for the corner anyway, so this may not be the best idea. You just get pushed wide there every time. And there's nowhere to go, so Joker holds the position. Up front, Lee and Ross still stuck together, 0.2 of a second. T. Smith and Aaron, half second between them. Blue Flag and Andy, half second between them. Pagani and Biggles, 7/10 between them. Split up into nice little pairs here, haven't we? 5 pairs of 2. Isn't that nice? It's like FTRL blind date. Where's Graham tonight? I was going to make an Graham joke. I was going to make a Silla joke, but Graham's not here. Never mind. Ross now makes the move, finally. He's got the run on Lee. Takes the position just about. They're still side by side pretty much as they come over the line. 0.03 of a second in it as we head over into lap 11. Is Lee going to go for one of his around the outside turn 1 moves? It's not going to happen this time. Ross positions the car perfectly and takes P1 for the first time in this race. Lee will almost certainly have another opportunity. Just has to be careful though, because Ross has, over the course of the race, had the extra pace. He has to be careful he doesn't break clear. But Ross is absolutely throwing it through these corners in a bid to get clear, and Lee is suffering here. The gap is already out to 0.7 of a second. This could be Ross making a move. Lee looks to get the better run off the corner, slower in, faster out, and that's just about rescued him. That's an excellent corner from Lee. He really has saved himself there into the slipstream, and he would close that gap all the way down the back straight and get right behind Ross again. Penalty for Aaron. Will he serve it this time round? No, he won't. It'll be next lap. But he's fallen back from T. Smith, and he's less than a second ahead of Blue Flag, so Aaron's got some work to do. He wants to hold on to 4th position. Guy's still ahead of Biggles, meanwhile. Just Fossil still ahead of Bread, just about. And then we got another pairing now, Joker and Zom together again. Now, let's see, if Johnny Boy and Johnny, if you could just slow up a little bit and just, get together with Derek. We have a lovely little scenario here of 7 couples. I'm getting all romantic here, a bit soppy. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're terrible couples. I wouldn't like to see any of them out on a date together. Except for maybe Lee and Ross, that'd be lovely. There's a rom-com in there somewhere. But not out on the track, there's not. It's all friendships and possible romances are forgotten as we head into the last 4.5 laps of this race. Yeah, you can see Lee is having to work hard to hang on to Ross. And Aaron's got a penalty as well. It's Aaron with a penalty, Andy with a penalty. And Aaron had the penalty anyway, sorry. Excuse me. It's Andy who's picked up a penalty since we last checked. So that is good news all round for Blue Flag, unless he gets a penalty for that. He was very, very close. I think he's gotten away with it. Just about. So we're on board with Blue Flag, and he should get past Aaron here. He does indeed. Through he goes. P4 for Blue Flag. It'd be a really, really good result if he can hold on to it. Oh, and he's just overshot the corner a little. And Aaron, right there. Does that give him an opportunity? I think he's just lost a little bit too much time on the drive back out. Yeah, the gap's up to 3.5 tenths. He's not going to be able to challenge, I don't think, come turn 1. No, not quite for Aaron. Still in the hunt. Ross and Lee still stuck together. They have been all race pretty much. Running out of laps. Oh, Ross is a little sideways. He's managed to hold on to it. Mid-engine cars, of course, these Alphas, so that any curb and you're potentially in trouble. Some curbs you can ride if you know what you're doing. It will gain you time, but it's always a risk. So as expected, the 6 soft tyre runners lead, have made their way to the front. Oh, Lee's got a good run here. We'll stay with this. Under 2 tenths. Under 1 tenth. Lee pulls to the outside as Ross goes defensive. Tom will be very, very interested in this. He's only a 2.5 back. Where's Ross? Lee's got there ahead of him. No, he hasn't, sorry. No, he hasn't. We're on board with Ross. I thought I was on board with Lee. I was like, where's Ross? Oh dear. So Ross does hold on, but Lee's still there, just less than a tenth behind him. And again, Ross is forced to go right to the inside, and all of this is letting Tom catch up. Look at the lap times. 1:35.4 for Lee, 34.9 for T. Smith. Again, lap 14. No way through for Lee Cole. Tom is getting closer. Blue flag, Aaron and Andy are not that far behind either. Less than 4 seconds separate the top 6. Anything could happen here still. Oh, and speaking of anything, real battle going on here. Biggles and Pagani. Oh, Biggles nips in front, cuts off Pagani's nose, and just about hangs on to the car through the S's to block him off and stay P7. And now Dusty Austin and Bread still going at it as well. It's been some great driving tonight, really, really good. We've seen a couple of small incidents, but on the whole, it's been very un-GT2-ish. Including from the GT2 drivers. Joe moves on, still stuck together. And it's as you were further back with Johnny Boy in 13th, Derek in 14th. This time Ross has got a little bit more of a gap. And once again, they're very late. Try and get the cut back, the drive off the corner. Tom did really well there. He's now within slipstream range of the 2 ahead of him. Just coming up to 2 laps to go. And now up front, instead of 3 groups of 2, we've got 2 groups of 3. Oh, Lee. It's such a good run off the corner, he nearly ran to the back of Ross there. And all of this has allowed T. Smith to close up. These 3 are now fully together. Oh, Lee struggling a bit round the S's. That's the tuck in tight to make it round the right hander, and Tom's looking to make a move here up the inside. Oh, is he going to get it done? It's very, very close. This is going to give Ross some breathing room. Oh, Lee holds on just about. And not only that, has somehow managed to drift it around that corner and get right back in touch with Ross, who had a poor corner. Seems to go very, very slowly around that left-hander compared to Lee, and Lee's now all of a sudden right on him, and it's all changed again. It's leading to the inside. Ross tried to cut him off, but it was too late, and what's T. Smith going to do? This could come down to him here. He's going to give Lee a push. Oh, Lee ducks back inside Ross. It's so close. Literally 3 tenths separate the top 3. Lee to the outside, Ross to the inside. Tom slots in behind. Lee's going to look to go all the way around the outside this time. Can't quite make it stick once again. T. Smith took a very wide line and got an excellent run. And now less than 3 tenths, in fact less than a quarter of a second going the top 3. As Lee tucks to the inside, looks to get the inside run again. Will he make it stick this time? Oh, he has, but T. Smith has tucked in behind Ross. And he's got to push him down the outside. And look to take P2 off Lee. Oh, final lap of the race. Ross is slightly wide. Lee still holding the inside here. A little bit of side-by-side contact. Ross and T Smith the right. Lee currently has P1. Oh, I have no idea what's going to happen here. They're side-by-side. They're still side-by-side. Lee's trying to hold on. They're both a little bit sideways. Ross kicks up the dirt on the inside. Tom kicks up a lot of dirt on the inside. That could be a penalty, you know. He was very, very close to the inside there. He's got away with it. Oh, and he's drifting him around this corner. In the meantime, the three behind are catching up as well. Blue flag, Aaron, Andy, still as you were. And it's still as you were here now. Somehow Ross has managed to hold on. Somehow Lee's managed to hold off Tom, and Lee gets a bit of a shove from behind, I think. It's very sideways. And that has allowed Ross to make the breakaway, and I think that will do it for Ross. He's 3/4 of a second clear. It's incredible. I don't know how they managed to put a back challenge without losing control of the car there, but they did. And now Tom is all over the back of Lee, looking for P2 at least. In the background, blue flag and Aaron side by side. Tom's going to have one more go at the wide line. Oh, and a blue flag contacts him. Oh, contact on the hairpin. Tom took a very, very wide line. I don't think he expected Si to be there. So I was going for the defensive line inside, and there was contact, and that's put paid T Smith's chances of P3, and it's dropped blue flag back to P5. Rossi's going to come home after a fine defensive effort and take the win from Lee in P2. And now it is a mad dash to the line, but it is going to be T Smith, Aaron, blue flag, Andy. Oof. And then Pagani gets the better of Biggles in his battle with Biggles in the end. Say that twice after another espresso martini. Bread has pulled clear in the end of this fossil, finished P9. Carl in P10. Joker will be 11th ahead of Zon, then Johnny Boy and then Derek. That is absolutely probably the best finish we've seen to a race so far this season. What a result that is. But it is Ross, the team Flying Lizard, who brings it home. And that is a much needed result. So final result. Ross P1, Lee P2, T Smith in P3, Aaron in 4th, blue flag in 5th, Andy in 6th, then Pagani in 7th, Biggles in 8th. P9 goes to Bread, and then it's Dusty Fossil, Joker, Zomra, Johnny Boy, and Derek in P14. I think Derek, just by virtue of his first race, I think it was, has already guaranteed himself a better night than yesterday. So well done, Derek. Oof. Yeah, super close, and just extremely talented racing, great levels of racing, really all round from GT1 there. And that will do it. I am exhausted after watching that. All that remains is to find out, because I pay zero attention between weeks, where are we going to be next week? We are going to be at... Oh, Lago Maggiore. We always enjoy a bit of Lago Maggiore, so that'll be the East course for qualification, and then a sprint and endurance race on the GP circuit, one of my favourite circuits. I will be here, most likely commentating. I'm sure you will be here watching as well. So I will see you then. Bye bye.